All right, everybody. We're here doing an album review here on Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day, everybody. But we're looking at an album that I don't love. In fact, one I think is absolutely atrocious. 2001's Demolition. And, I do try to go into these albums maybe that I haven't heard in a long time and maybe didn't like the first time, and I try to re-listen to them, or even like albums I've never heard before in general that I've maybe heard had some negative reception, and I try to go into them with an open mind and maybe try to find stuff I like about it. But boy, it was hard to do it for this one, if we're being honest here. But anyways, we'll go ahead and hop right into it, and I'll kind of get into what some of the problems were. So we've got Machine Man, which I've only heard this album all the way through one time, and I remember why. I remember why now. But this song isn't bad, because I remember when I popped this on again to kind of give it a re-listen, I was like, okay, that's not that bad of a track. Machine Man's all right, nothing great, but I was like, maybe I'm missing out, or maybe I was just not a fan the first time. But as we go along here, you'll see that it's pretty rough. Then we've got actually an incredible song, really probably the best song off here, which really isn't saying much, but One on One. That's got a pretty sick riff. That's got a really badass riff, really groovy to it. It really sounds like a classic Priest song, while a lot of the other stuff on here doesn't sound like Priest at all. Then we've got track 3, Hell Is Home, and well, this one's kind of hooky. I like the melody of it and the lyrics. It doesn't sound like a Priest song at all. Tim the Ripper Owens kind of goes with that weird Alice in Chains type thing that I talked about. He did with Jugulator, a little bit on Jugulator, but it's like all the problems that Jugulator had just got multiplied by like 1,000 on this. Like, it's just like it's like they just shone a spotlight on it for whatever reason. But yeah, it's got a cool, it's kind of weird. There's like an acoustic kind of part to it, and he's doing this weird like vocal layering and the weird kind of Lane Staley-ish vibrato thing. And I love Alice in Chains, but I don't want to hear their type sound on Judas Priest. It's strange. Then we've got Jekyll and Hyde, and another comparison to this time Marilyn Manson. He's kind of sound like a Marilyn Manson kind of voice on some of this, and I'm like, what in the world? Like that, I don't know, like kind of drawn out, deep, growly type vocals. And I don't even like Marilyn Manson, to be honest, so that really didn't help the case. But that's really what it sounded like here on this track. And a lot of these, I'm telling you, these are just not Priest songs. Then we've got Close to You, which is a pretty horrendous ballad, pretty bland, basic, and just boring. And this album's pretty long too, so whenever you go into this thing, you just are kind of suffering through it here. Then we've got Devil Digger, another one that's got an okay riff or whatever, but it's still got those aspects that are not like Judas Priest at all to me. Then we've got actually another pretty good song off here. The other, I like Machine Man, One on One, and maybe this one, that's probably it. Bloodsuckers, that's a pretty kicking song, really heavy one. Scott Travis's drums, they stand out pretty well on this track. And really, that's one of the only saving graces of anything on here is the drumming. But it's a damn shame Scott had to be a part of something like this. Then we've got In Between, not a big fan of that one, or the next one, Feed on Me. Just kind of the same old rehashing. I don't want to keep repeating myself, but it's kind of just the same problems with these other tracks. They just are using aspects of other popular artists, it seems, that are just, it does not work for me. Subterfuge, kind of a faster one, a little bit of a heavier one, but I'm still not digging it. He's still Tim the Ripper Owens. I do like him as a vocalist, I do. And, I like the album Jugulator. And, I thought he has a band, Iced Earth, they're pretty good. He did some work with Yngwie later on in his career. That's not bad, but just whenever he went and did this album with Priest, I don't know what the writing direction was or his role in it, but I've heard he likes this album better than Jugulator, and I'm just like, what? Then we've got Lost and Found, not a good one, and Cyberface, and then Metal Messiah. Metal Messiah is okay, I guess. It's got kind of a hooky chorus or whatever. and I guess a decent way to close the album. But you know, a lot of these, 99% of the time, I'm not going to listen to this album if I'm going to pop on Judas Priest. 99% of the time, if I'm flipping through and see this thing, I'm just disgusted. If we're being, I mean, this album, I just, and I've not really had this negative of a review, because I'm typically a positive guy, and you know, I like finding, you know, the good, and even some records that are typically widely considered bad, I may end up kind of finding things I like about them, kind of like Jugulator. But this thing, I can't do it, you know. It is a chore to sit through, and it's a stain on their discography for sure. You know, because even when I was reviewing Dio stuff, there were no bad albums there. I can't say the same for Priest, sadly, because this thing right here exists, well, whether we like it or not. But thankfully, guys, the next time we'll be looking at Judas Priest's 2005 album, Angel of Retribution, that features the grand return, gratefully, from Rob Halford. And definitely a big welcome back, because these past two, you know, again, Jugulator's not bad. It's okay. I like that album, but this one just was, I do not want to know what would have happened if Rob didn't come back, what we would have got after this thing. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and tune in for the next one. Subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what y'all think. Thanks.